Section 3.7, example 9, solving to find the inverse with radicals. Ooh. Find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 2 plus the square root of x minus 4. So similarly to the last one, let's solve for y, or set it equal to y, solve for y. So y is equal to 2 plus the square root of our x minus 4. And let's solve for x. Minus 2 on both sides. Then we have the square root of x minus 4 is equal to y minus 2. From here, we could square both sides. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Actually, no, not yet. So here, the square and the root simplify to just whatever we have on the inside. So that x minus 4, and that's equal to y minus 2 squared. And to get x by itself, we're going to add 4 to both sides. And we have x is equal to y minus 2 squared plus 4. And from here, we did all of this hard work to show that this is an inverse. So the way we could write it is f inverse of y, because we're in terms of y right now, is equal to our y minus 2 squared plus 4. Or we could say f inverse of x is equal to x minus 2 squared plus 4. All right, something funny is going on here though, because here we have a parabola, but we originally had square root sign. So let's just graph it just to make sure that we do have functions that we could work with. So getting rid of all of these. All right, so starting off with this, we have f of x is equal to 2 plus the square root sqrt of x minus 4. Perfect. Love that graph. And let's try this one. F inverse, we'll call this g of x, just because we don't have like an inverse sign here on Desmos. G of x is equal to parentheses x minus 2 squared plus 4. It should be reflected about the line y equals x. All right, so notice over here that we do have this function, but we have both sides of the function. This is not a one-to-one function, so we have to restrict it. Let's see. So the domain of this function goes from 4 to infinity, as we could see here, 4 to infinity, which means the range of our other function should go from 4 to infinity. Okay, looks like that's good. So from 4 up to infinity. Our range of this function, we shifted this up 2 units. So it's from 2 to infinity. So let's kind of write this stuff down. So for f of x, we said our domain went from 4 to infinity. So bracket 4 to infinity. Our range, so our values of y started at 2 and went on to infinity. So 2, because we shifted our graph up 2 units. All right, that's for f of x. Let's do f inverse of x. The domain should be the range of our original function. So the domain should be from 2 to infinity. The range, which it is for the range. So the range goes from 4 to infinity. So range is good. We just have to restrict our domain. So let's do domain over here. So x is greater than or equal to 2. All right, that fixes it. So as long as we restrict the domain or our inverse function, then we do have an inverse function. We do have two one-to-one functions that are inverses of each other. So don't forget to restrict domain wherever you need to restrict domain. And there we go. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.